If you're any kind of creator on any social media platform, you have more than likely heard of the big, powerful, almighty algorithm. The algorithm that controls pretty much everything no matter what platform it is you're trying to create on, build a business off of, and monetize. It's what determines where your content goes once you post it. It's what determines who your content lands in front of, what content you get served, literally everything. And you have probably also heard once or twice the expression or the notion of beating the algorithm, maybe even from me myself. However, in 2023, it is definitely the time to throw the idea, the mission, and the goal of beating the algorithm right out the window, and time to stop focusing on what it is that's going to satisfy a literal machine and be so much more focused on exactly what is going to help your videos to perform and your platform to grow. Now, while things like metadata and click-through rate and audience retention are absolutely the things that are going to send the biggest signals to the algorithm, what it is you need to be so much more focused on is the real underlying factor that controls all of that, and that is engagement. And no, when I say engagement, I'm not talking about how many likes and or comments you get on your Instagram content. I'm not talking about how many views you get on your YouTube or TikTok videos. It's really not about what percent click-through rate is going to get you the most views or what is considered a good or bad audience retention. What I mean by engagement is your ability as a creator to grab somebody, hold somebody, make them fall down the rabbit hole of your content, and turn them not just into one more number to make your subscriber count tick upwards, but rather turn them into a member of your community who your content is going to have a long-lasting impact on. The algorithm, no matter what platform it is you are creating on, has one goal and one goal only that it is programmed to achieve, and that is to grab people as soon as they come onto the platform and get them to fall down this rabbit hole where they're consuming content after content after content and staying on that platform for as long as possible. So really, the YouTube algorithm doesn't care all that much that you get a 10% click-through rate or that your average view retention is 45%. The one thing that the YouTube algorithm, like any other social media algorithm, is concerned with is whether or not your content is capable of having people come onto the platform, their eyes land on your content, get them to watch your video, and then watch even more videos on the platform after watching your video. And that is also why whenever you get those little pop-up messages in your analytics, it's never going to tell you that your video did well because it got a 10% click-through rate or that it didn't do so well because it only got a 12% retention. It's really more of a human-focused analysis of whether or not your video's content was able to engage people properly. If somebody comes onto YouTube and they land on your video on their recommended page, they click on your video, they watch your video, and they leave after less than 30 seconds, YouTube's algorithm doesn't really care about the specific percentage of the audience retention or the percentage of your video they just watched. They really only care about the main factor that your content did not keep people watching and made them leave your video. Versus if somebody comes onto YouTube, goes into their sub box, they find your video there and click on your video and they watch your video for a good like half of the video. Again, it's really only registering and caring about the fact that your video was able to hold that person for that long. So that is why if you're chasing after long-term success and growth on any given social media platform, your goal needs to stop being how to understand or figure out or beat the algorithm, and rather you need to be so much more focused on creating engaging content that is going to keep people watching your content and staying on the platform for as long as possible. That way, YouTube or Instagram or TikTok's algorithm is going to increase the reach of your content and help your content to reach more people and grow your audience. So your new question when it comes to planning content and creating content is, how am I going to create content that is going to draw more eyes to my content, get me more clicks on my content, engage people for as long as possible, and help me grow my platform? For this, what I recommend you do is grab a pen and paper or the Notes app if you're more of a digital note taker like myself. Go onto your recommended page or into your subscription box, look at all the various videos that come up and pop up in front of you, and take notes on which one or ones of those videos draw your eye the most and exactly why. And this is the exact same thing when you go onto Instagram, go into your explore feed, and certain pieces of content draw your eye more than others. Just using my own recommended page on YouTube as an example, the first few videos that pop up are Dance Mom videos because I am trash for that show, compilations of David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad because I watch those videos literally every single night, videos that have to do with Notion because I've been searching for a lot of that content recently, as well as Jimmy Kimmel monologues because I watch those literally every single morning. This is the YouTube algorithm at work serving me the content they think I'm going to want to watch most because it's relevant to the content I'm searching for and regularly watching on YouTube. The reason behind that being that if they give me more of the content I'm regularly searching for or wanting to watch, I'm a lot more likely to click onto one of those videos and stay on their platform. And this is going to be the exact same thing with your content. As soon as you upload a new video on YouTube or post on Instagram or TikTok, your content is going to be put in front of the people that the algorithm serves it to because this is content those people are regularly searching for or consuming on the platform. Now, as I'm sure you've heard probably close to a million times now, having a clickable thumbnail and title is of the utmost importance. However, what is infinitely more important than your thumbnail and your title is that the overall idea of your content is a major selling point to your potential viewer. The overall idea and the wrapping of your video has to be so compelling that as soon as somebody sees it on their recommended page or in their sub box, they can't look away from it and they have to watch that video. Just using a pretty popular video as an example here, What's on My iPhone videos are potentially one of the most popular videos on YouTube. However, they're also slightly overdone and kind of boring. However, if I land on your What's on My iPhone video and your title and thumbnail promises to share with me the 5 top apps that helped you to build a 7-figure business, then 100% you are going to get my click and I'm going to watch your video. So of course, having a clickable title and thumbnail, just as everybody says, is key and very important here. However, again, what is infinitely more important is that the overall idea and selling point of your video is so compelling that people just can't resist it. And then when it comes to creating engaging content that is going to hold people for as long as possible, you need to have a solid outline for your content. Whether it's a sit-down advice video or a travel vlog or a DIY video of some sort, there needs to be a certain structure to your content where when the person is watching your video or reading your blog post or watching your Instagram reels, the content flows in a way where it never slows down from beginning to end, and by the time they've watched even half of your video, they have no idea how much of it they've actually consumed because you've done such a great job of hooking them. When you go to the movies or watch an episode of your favorite TV show, if that episode or movie is kind of slow, doesn't really move all that quickly, you're then going to be a lot more aware of time dragging on and how much time you spend sitting there watching that movie or TV show. But if that movie or episode is non-stop moving from beginning to end and time is flying right by you, you're going to be consuming so much more of that content without realizing it. And that is the #1 main goal with the structure of your content, is to make your content so engaging that it holds the viewer so tightly that they actually have no idea how much of your content they've actually consumed. By the time they've watched your 7-minute video, it feels like they've watched 30 seconds. So that is the real important factor that is going to take you so much further than just trying to beat the algorithm. Really just focusing on how to sell your content and make it so compelling that people just can't skip over it, and then making your content as engaging as possible to hold people for as long as possible and keep them from clicking off your video. And if you want even more tips on how to build and grow and monetize your social media platforms, here are a few more videos of mine that YouTube thinks you'll really like. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.